For more dialogue on population data, just go to my playlist entitled Populations, where I share different content about population data. And I hope you enjoy this specific dialogue. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, and I hope all is well for you today. And in this population-based series, we will be discussing anything from articles to news reports, potential conspiracy theories, and assessing population data. So if that's something you're interested in, hopefully you will enjoy this dialogue. And in this episode, we will be talking about population data. In this episode, we will be talking about the populations of Equatorial Guinea and Djibouti. Equatorial Guinea is located in Central Africa. Djibouti is located in Eastern Africa. Equatorial Guinea is rich in natural resources such as petroleum, natural gas, timber, gold, bauxite, diamonds, tantalum, sand and gravel, clay, cocoa, coffee, sweet potatoes, cassava, bananas, animal husbandry, fish, forests. Djibouti is rich in natural resources such as potential geothermal power, gold, clay, granite, limestone, marble, salt, diatomite, gypsum, pumice, petroleum, arable land, livestock such as camels, goats, and sheep, fish. According to Ethnologue, Equatorial Guinea contains 12 living indigenous languages and 3 living non-indigenous languages. Djibouti contains 2 living indigenous languages and 3 living non-indigenous languages. According to minorityrights.org, there are 3 major ethnic groups in Equatorial Guinea. The Fang, which make up approximately 80 to 90% of the population, and divides itself into over 60 clans. The Bubi, the second largest ethnic group in the country. According to the World Factbook, there are 5 major ethnic groups in Equatorial Guinea. According to the U.S. Department of State, there are 5 ethnic groups in Djibouti, including Somali, Afar, and Ethiopian. 60.2% of Equatorial Guinean women representing the ages 15 through 49 are currently married. 50.6% of Djiboutian women representing the ages 15 through 49 are currently married. 35.6% of people in Equatorial Guinea are 0 to 14 years old. 59.4% of people in Equatorial Guinea are 15 through 64 years old. 5% of people in Equatorial Guinea are 65 years and over. The majority of people in Equatorial Guinea are between the ages 15 through 64 years old. 28.4% of people in Djibouti are 0 to 14 years old. 67.4% of people in Djibouti are 15 through 64 years old. 4.2% of people in Djibouti are 65 years and over. The majority of people in Djibouti are between the ages 15 through 64 years old. The median age of Equatorial Guinea is 22.1 years old. The median age of Djibouti is 26.3 years old. Equatorial Guinea's growth rate is 2.53%. Djibouti's growth rate is 1.43%. Equatorial Guinea ranks 150. Djibouti ranks 161. There is a net gain of one person every 11.52 minutes in Equatorial Guinea. There is a net gain of one person every 33.48 minutes in Djibouti. The gross reproduction rate of Equatorial Guinea is more than 1. Equatorial Guinea is at 2.03, which means that the next generation of daughters will replace the former generation of women in Equatorial Guinea. The gross reproduction rate of Djibouti is more than 1. Djibouti is at 1.04. which means that the next generation of daughters will replace the former generation of women in Djibouti. The total fertility rate of Equatorial Guinea is 4.0, which means that the population is sustainable. The total fertility rate of Djibouti is 2.6, which means that the population is sustainable. There is one birth every 9.28 minutes in Equatorial Guinea. There is one birth every 21.5 minutes in Djibouti. There are 155 births per day in Equatorial Guinea. There are 67 births per day in Djibouti. Now let us look at the 2025 current populations as per World Population Review. Equatorial Guinea is at 1,937,548. Djibouti is at 1,183,793. World Population Review has changed up its projection dates. So rather than the typical 20, 30, 40, and 50 numbers, it is now by 1. So it will likely be, unless they change it to the other format, like this for future episodes: 2031, 2041, and 2051. Let's look at the population forecast for the years 2031, 2041, 2051. By 2031, Equatorial Guinea is set to rise to 2,218,080. By 2041, Equatorial Guinea is set to rise to 2,715,480 by 2051. Equatorial Guinea is set to rise to 3,190,140 by 2031. Djibouti is set to rise to 1,278,330 by 2041. Djibouti is set to rise to 1,421,790 by 2051. Djibouti is set to rise to 1,540,680. Well, that is all we have for today's episode, and I hope you enjoyed this discussion, where we looked at the populations of Equatorial Guinea and Djibouti. Thank you so much for listening, and stay tuned for more.